Surely it has happened to you. You are with friends, having a barbecue and talking about life, or you're spending some time with your girlfriend, laughing at each other's stories, and then you suddenly think, I wonder if there are any amazing facts about chestnuts. Well, this is your lucky day.
Ameizing facts.
Quick test. Which of these is a chestnut? Well, all of them. Sort of, not really. Here's the thing. This is a specimen of the genus Castaña, the sweet chestnuts that we all love, being the most common species the Castaña sativa, also known as Spanish chestnut. This is a horse chestnut, or conker, similar looking but only distantly related, and also toxic. Despite the name, not even horses eat them, and they are mostly used in this traditional British game and as ammunition in video games. And this is a water chestnut. You're not even a nut, you're a vegetable. Stop pretending. Just go away, man. And why are we talking about these nuts? It's important to know your chestnuts do not end up like this guy, who after eating some sweet delicious chestnuts in Italy, decided to grow his own just to end up with a harvest of potentially lethal horse chestnuts. Now let's talk about history. The Castaña sativa was massively important to the ancient Greeks because of their nutritional value. Rich in proteins, rich in starch, which makes you feel filled, lots of vitamins, low on fats and calories. Perfect to achieve that godly Greek physique. Legend says that around 400 before Christ, a Greek army retreated from Asia Minor and survived only thanks to their chestnuts reserves. Now we don't really have a real confirmation for this, but there's no doubt that the chestnut was kind of like the potato of Antiquity. The Romans actually called the chestnut tree arbor panis, or bread tree, because the nut was used to make flour. This flour was a core ingredient in poor people's diet, well before wheat was a thing in Europe. For rich guys, chestnuts were kind of meh, with one Roman noble being shocked by the fact that nature should have taken such pains thus to conceal an object of so little value. The Mediterranean countries were pretty crazy about chestnuts during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, but its popularity decreased in the 18th century because of the competition with mulberries, a tree that grows quicker, and wheat, which became competitively priced in the market. Some people blamed chestnuts for making peasants lazy, since they could grow and consume them directly without needing to commercialize them. To my knowledge, inhabitants of chestnut countries are nowhere friendly with work, says an agricultural text of the 19th century. Some very renowned personalities stood up for chestnuts. The famous French philosopher Voltaire, for example, said, "There are in our country whole provinces where peasants eat chestnut bread only. This bread is more nourishing and tastier than the barley or rye bread which feeds so many people, and is much better for sure than the bread ration given to soldiers." On the other side of the Atlantic, Americans also enjoy their own species of sweet chestnuts, thanks to the Castaña dentata. In the Appalachia region, in the early 20th century, these chestnuts became especially valuable for low-income families. According to the historian Ralph Lutz, they were seen as manna from heaven. The researcher Richard C. Davids even recorded a mountain woman from this area saying, "A grove of chestnuts is a better provider than a man, and easier to have around too."
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
During the chestnut season, local shops would give store credit to people bringing in nuts, and even exchange products for them. Sadly, it all ended with the chestnut blight that killed billions of these trees. The tree itself is not less remarkable. Even though it takes 20 to 40 years to produce edible nuts, then it can live hundreds of years, in some cases even reaching the thousands. The Tortworth chestnut in England appears in written records in the 12th century, and it's thought to have been planted around the year 800. The 100-horse chestnut in Sicily is thought to be the biggest and oldest chestnut tree in the world, with an estimated 2,000 to 4,000 years of age. And it's even more impressive when you know that it's only 8 kilometers away from an active volcano.